Hello, and this is Dr. Corey King from AskDrKing.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you about the 3 common mistakes that I see thyroid patients make when they are newly diagnosed with their thyroid gland disorder. If this is your first time watching our video and you enjoy the videos, make sure to subscribe. That way you can get our latest videos delivered right to you, and comment, heart, enjoy the videos. At the end of this video, you'll actually get a question of the day, and I would love to hear your input, so you can put your answer right below in the comments section, and we will be engaging in a little dialogue, and that way we can all have fun while we're learning and helping our bodies to heal. So let's go and begin. The first mistake that I see thyroid patients make when they're newly diagnosed is just taking their thyroid medication without knowing if that's exactly what they need. So I'm going to preface this with, most doctors do not run a full thyroid panel, and I've discussed this many times in our other videos. If they are only running your TSH and your T4, and they give you Synthroid or they give you Levothyroxine, but you truly need T3, they're going to miss the boat. So if you just blindly trust the doctor, oh, well, they diagnosed me with hypothyroidism, I'm just going to take the medication, everything's going to be fine. It's a low dose, right? It's 25 micrograms. What I tend to see, after a year, couple years, that 25 micrograms goes all the way up, sometimes 150, 175, 200 micrograms of medication, and the patients are still having their symptoms. So the first mistake is trusting that that medication is going to be right for you without truly knowing exactly what's going on with the thyroid. And the reason I say that, 90% of hypothyroid patients are misdiagnosed. 90%. And I've seen that through my 10 plus years of experience. Patients come in diagnosed with low thyroid, and they have Hashimoto's disease, or they have an adrenal gland issue affecting the brain, affecting the thyroid, but the doctors only ran the TSH and the T4, gave them the thyroid medication, and said, let's check your blood test in 3 to 6 months. The second common mistake that I see thyroid patients make is not changing their foods. Their foods, oh my gosh, your eating can directly impact how well you feel. And this is very true in an autoimmune patient that's having Hashimoto's disease that's attacking the thyroid gland tissue. So yes, it really does exist, gluten sensitivity. Please, if you have an autoimmune condition, start cleaning up your foods, because if not, it doesn't matter what that thyroid hormone medication is. If it's a T4, it's a T3, it's a compounded. If you're not changing your foods, because that can directly impact your gut, which can create inflammation, that can affect the brain, which can affect how well the thyroid gland is working. You could be eating foods that's making your immune system not only destroy the foods, because your immune system perceives the food as a foreign invader because it's genetically modified, or it's wheat in the United States, and then your body marks your thyroid gland for destruction. So changing the food is the second mistake that I see patients make, or not changing their food, I should say. And the third one is, when they do change their food, they go, yeah, Dr. King, I did that whole gluten-free thing and it just didn't work for me. Well, just because you took out gluten, it doesn't mean you did the right thing. Because a lot of people, when they start going gluten-free, they start buying all these gluten-free foods. And a lot of those gluten-free foods are packed with corn and rice, which typically thyroid patients also react to. And then a lot of those gluten-free foods have other bad stuff in them. So if it's in a box and it can't go bad, it's not good for you, right? If it can go bad, it's good for you. So be careful when you do go gluten-free that you understand about cross-reactive foods. And these are other grains that mimic the gluten molecule. So you may remove gluten, and you may be buying those gluten-free foods, which cost more money, but some of those, your body can't recognize the difference between that food and the gluten food. So you eat the gluten, you eat the gluten-free food, it's just like you eating the gluten. And you could still be having attacks onto your body. And you think, gosh, I went gluten-free, but it didn't help. So make sure you're finding and working with a doctor that specifically understands thyroid gland disorders and gut function and your adrenals and food sensitivities, because all of that must be looked at in order to get your thyroid condition under control. Then you have things like your liver and your gallbladder function and infections and anemias, and the list starts to grow even longer and longer and longer of symptoms that could be caused by other issues in the body. So make sure that your doctors, you're not just trusting your doctors blindly with the medication that they're giving you. 2, if your doctor's not talking to you about changing your eating program or your eating regimen, I hate to call it a diet, if they're not talking to you about that, find another doctor, okay? Because that doctor probably doesn't believe that foods impact your thyroid gland. And then if you are changing your foods, make sure you're working with somebody that understands cross-reactivity. Because if they just simply say, oh, go get off of gluten, but you can go eat rice and you can eat corn and you can do this and you can do that, you probably are not going to get better. Just not going to happen. I mean, it's just that simple. So those are the 3 points I want to drive home today. And today's question of the day, is going to be, what foods have you eliminated from your eating regimen that you do not miss anymore? And it could have been a food that you loved before. So what foods have you eliminated from your eating regimen that you don't even miss anymore? So make sure to put that in the comment section below, and we can start a dialogue and start communicating with each other. And if you want to learn more, check us out on AskDrKing.com. All of our social media platforms are in the description below the video. So our Instagram, we have a thyroid Facebook group out there that you can join for free. And really, let's help build each other up so that way we can all enjoy a healthier body and just take full advantage of the life that we're given. All right, so I will see you on the next video.